Hi, this is Dave, Fell Running Guide. Welcome to this week's navigation task. This week we've got a route choice task, getting from A to B. This is a real life example. This is when I was out with a client last year practicing their navigation skills, and we decided we'd try and get from A to B on this one. So what are the challenges posed on here? Well, we can see this centre of Kinder is notorious for its boggy terrain with things called groughs. And these are stream beds, deeply incised stream beds. So you can see we've got a lot of that, this almost network of veins in here. So that's something to be aware of, the terrain. Also the actual feature that we're aiming for, it looks quite clear on the map. It's a stream or a little stream junction, but in this area here, see all these little kinks in the contours. Lots of these have actually got water in them or water running, so it's very difficult to actually be able to identify what is a stream shown on the map and what isn't. So although these streams might finish there and there and there, they're actually drainage features go on quite a bit more in the landscape. So that's something to be aware of. So this is what the ground looks like very close to B. You can see we've got quite a lot of little ups and downs, and quite a lot of these actually have water in them, certainly after heavy rain. So that's one view. That's looking back the other way. So something like this, it looks like it's an actual stream junction, but that in fact isn't the feature that we are looking for, even though it's pretty close by. And then here, this is what I've called a grough, so quite a deep drainage feature. And if you were trying to cross over lots of those, it's fine if they're going in the same direction that you want to go in, but if you're going across them, then that's pretty tiresome. So we need to bear that in mind. So how can we do it? Well, we've got a few different options for that, so let's have a think about those. So one possibility is that we continue in a roughly easterly direction along this path here, and then up to where the path kinks here on this stream, and then head north from there. So this is one of those situations where we're crossing these streams. So I mean that may work. One of the difficulties is over this distance on rough ground, it'd be quite difficult to hit that exactly. And I showed you that photo of the terrain. You might see there's a little kink in the contour there that may well have some water in it, and it'd be easy to confuse that, for example, with that east-west leg of the stream that we're looking for. So I'm not saying that you wouldn't be able to find it, but there's a lot of possible uncertainty in this, going straight across. Of course, you could get one of the streams and just follow it and follow it and follow it and follow it and follow it, and hopefully you're on the right one and it's going to lead you out there. But if you get it slightly wrong and you get the wrong one of these streams, you can end up popping out and not being where you thought you were. You could also head up this network and try and follow one of these to the end. But again, if you get slightly confused in here, then if you're not at that point there and you're somewhere else, either a stream that isn't mapped or one of these, then your final bearing might be off. So all a little bit tricky trying to head due north and pick it up. A good thing of taking that northerly line is that if you do overshoot, pretty soon you've got this steepening, this break of slope dropping down off sea ledge. That's going to stop you from going too far, and you might be able to relocate on one of these streams. But there might be other ways that you want to think about doing it. Some people said that head up in here and then deliberately aim off to the east and hit the edge up here somewhere, and then turn westwards, pick up that first stream, pick up that second stream, and know that that is the one that you want, and therefore come back through there. So that would be one option. I'll just put some arrows on for that. So that would be doing something like that, and then once you got to that final stream, just turning left and coming up on it. So that would work. We've got a few water features to cross in here. This Blackton Rind there. It may be that if you could definitely identify this on your journey and turn left in it and through this rocky area, that would take you in. But if you weren't confident on that, because you see again there's these other little indentations in the contours, if you weren't confident that you found that, then continuing to the edge path and in, that would work. So that's one option. The shortest way, and the way that looks good on paper, would be to head northeastwards across this rocky ground or bouldery ground here. Keep going in that direction until we've got the first water feature that is running from northwest to southeast, and then head on more of a northerly bearing, pick up these streams, and then if we could identify it, just follow this stream to the end and then take a final bearing in on there. So that does look good, but again, if you got slightly confused in here, you might not get that, you might not end up exactly where you thought you were. So it's worth giving it a go. Again, you could always overshoot and get to this edge and relocate. Now that's not the way that we did it, but it might work. So what did we do? Well, we decided that we weren't going to worry too much about trying to identify exact little streams to lead us in. We just thought, let's get over to the northern edge up here, and then we can relocate and almost start navigating, doing the fine navigating once we get up to this point here. So what we chose to do was head up and just find the edge of this stream here that kinks a 90-degree bend, and then a rough bearing across to find this rocky ground here. It doesn't matter exactly where we hit it because it's quite a broad feature, and then from there turn northwestwards and just keep going until we hit the highest point. It's a subtle high point, but we knew that if we hit this pond, then that's time to turn right, and if we started seeing these drainage features draining to the north, then again it was time to turn right or northeastwards. From there through this rocky ground, and then just keep going until we hit this edge somewhere. Didn't matter where particularly. So we wanted to do something like that, and we knew that from this rocky ground to the high point was about half a kilometre. So we just timed that. We knew how quickly we were covering this ground. So I think we'll think about 10 minutes per kilometre. So it's just a question of timing, 5 minutes, and that would put us roughly in this high ground here, from where we could then turn northeastwards and head across. And that took us to, well, we wanted to get somewhere up here. And this is where we then knew that we could relocate. If we'd hit this edge path and it was going much more north-south, then we were up almost off the map here. But if we found it running not quite east-west or northwest-southeast, that we're in here. And then what we were looking at is using these little streams here to relocate and as an attack point, really. So I'll just zoom in a little bit on those. So now if you look at these streams that are going draining northwards over the edge, you'll see that the first three quite distinctive, close to each other, but they're all running pretty much due north there. These streams here, due north, due north, due north. What we wanted to find was this one here. You see this one? this is the only stream that's draining off the edge there that is in a different direction. This is running much more northeastwards. So all we wanted to do was hit the edge, turn right, find these, take a bearing on them quickly, but we were looking for this one, and then we would know that we were there. And then from there, then we were sort of switching on, starting to navigate more finely. So first thing was, in a couple of 100 meters, we'd expect to see this first stream again draining north, and then the second stream was the one that we really wanted to head for, and then simply turn right and go up that stream until we found our stream junction. So something like that, this being the key feature that we were trying to identify, and then really switching on from there onwards. So that was the way we did it. So something like that. I'm not saying that is the best way to do it. It's certainly not the shortest way, but it's not what we chose to use a definite known point on the northern edge. So I hope that made sense. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learnt something. And as always, thanks for watching. Look out for next week's navigation task. Bye for now.